What's going on, everyone? It's the Clumsy Shark here, back with another rating climb video. Where in this series, I'll be playing chess through the different chess ratings and kind of show you guys my games, and potentially you'll be able to get something out of it. Um, I'm currently 895 ELO, and hopefully we'll be able to make it to 900 ELO. So, without further without further ado, let's get into it. So we're playing this black against Shadian 0823. Opens with d4. Let's reply with the king, which is the Indian setup. Uh, Depending on what he does, it's just going to be the same setup. We'll just fianchetto our bishop on this beautiful diagonal. Um, just kind of a nice fianchetto. We'll potentially, let's just play d6, just to prevent any ideas of like d5. Oh no, e4, e5. Let's just castle our king. Can always move just our knight here. This bishop kind of will become annoying. So if we could potentially get rid of it very early on, that will be good. If we move our knight here, he kind of just pushes the pawn. We can always just move our knight here and potentially prepare like another pawn push. So let's just push our knight. Not too sure what we'll do. Let's just push this pawn. Can always just push there. Let's just push there. Potentially capture. And we'll kind of have that position a bit locked up. But that's not the end of the world. Let's just give it a quick check. I mean, kind of helps him develop a bit, but that's not the end of the world. You know what? To prevent him from actually going in for a castle, we'll just move our queen here. It'll actually just prevent him from castling, because if he castles, he will probably just lose a piece, actually. Yup, loses a piece. Now this bishop's hanging. If he doesn't see it, probably will see it. So yeah, here we're up a piece, which is good. Just the knights are defended, which is amazing. Kind of on his behalf. We could potentially even go for kind of a knight, just adding additional pressure, because if he decides to, that's the problem. If we move our knight, we lose this very important bishop. Hmm. So potentially, if there was only a way we could potentially just add more pressure to this knight, let's think. Let's think about this. So if we move our knight here, potentially he could just take this, and that knight's hanging. So that's not really what we want. But potentially, what we could do is just add more pressure to that knight. Because if even he decides, like, I just want to get rid of this bishop. So think moving the knight here is the right call. Because even if he decides to take it, will not be too bad. Because we're just applying pressure here. Um, Probably it's, I don't know, it's not a bad move. I mean, this knight is defended twice, and there are only two attackers here. So I think this probably was the right idea. Let's see potentially what our opponent would think. What let's play. Um, he definitely wouldn't want to just. He doesn't. He definitely needs to get rid. Kind of offers a trade a bit. Let's see, because if we take here, he recaptures potentially, unless he damages his pawn structure. Let's think here, because if we take, it's a check to the king, so he has to get rid of this, and he theoretically has two options. Either he damages his pawn structure, and we just take kind of this knight. I don't know. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Let's see, because if we decide to take, he takes, and then kind of we take, and then he just takes back. which is not really what we want. But then if we take here, he could always just retake there, and just this bishop's the technically would be the problem. Hmm. I think the best bet right now, I mean, I think this bishop is the gonna be the problem either way, actually. Unless there's potentially like a sacrifice we could do. Because let's say we just take here. Um, you know what? Let's just try it. Give a check to the king. He'll probably be forced. He has to take this. This bishop is just very annoying. That's just my only concern. He gives potentially just gives up the bishop, which kind of was good. I mean, kind of a lot of calculations here because I don't know kind of what moves he'll play. I definitely want to get rid of potentially just this bishop because this bishop is the only thing that's preventing me from like do kind of this knight's protecting this square, but I want to get my other rook involved in the game as well. We have an advantage of two pieces, so we definitely have to take advantage of our own pieces here. We can potentially always just kick this knight out. That potentially would not be like a good move here. Well, let's see, because if he takes here, that's not a good move. If we chase the knight kind of around, you know what? Let's just chase this knight away. See what our opponent wants to do. You know what? Let's just question. Let's question our opponent's move every single time. Let's say, what do you want to do with this knight? If you do want to move it or not. Because he kind of does have a nice light square punching here. So my light square bishop right now is very useless. Decides to retreat back. Yep, yep. That's not a bad move. You know what? Let's just start taking the free pawns. Let's just start taking the pawns. This square is nice and defended. So this is kind of a principle I learned. Is just if you're up material, you always want to trade down. So I think this is what the plan will be. Is that we'll just attempt to trade down. Hmm. I mean, that's not really a bad move, but you know what? Like we said, we want to trade down. We want to trade down. So here I'm kind of just saying, hey, let's trade down. Because if he takes, he has to trade. He has to. He's forced to trade in this case. So he's forced to trade in this position. Yes, that's a good one. Potentially just decides. I'm pretty sure his plan is that he wants yeah, he wants potentially his knight to just get involved into the action, which I mean, for me right now, this knight is kind of the key defender here. In that, let's start just questioning potentially what this knight wants to do. Let's start attacking it. Honestly, I'm not too worried about if you decide to push this pawn. I am more than okay to go and trade just pieces. So let's just attack this pawn real quick. Potentially we can, I don't know, get like a breakthrough or something like that because we have these two pawns. So these two pawns here, and we're also up two pieces. So I say we want to trade down. I don't know why I'm trading down. Oh, actually, because I can't really take here. Because if I take his knight here, he takes it there. I'll probably move my king up on the next move to kind of keep the defense of this knight. I could always and he just wandered his knight, and we won our game. Let's go. That was some, I guess, a lot of calculations involved, but hey, we ended up being up two pieces. I guess don't forget, even though I didn't do it here, but don't forget if you have an advantage, don't forget to trade down kind of into an endgame. That one piece can make all the difference. Um, and yeah, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content, then consider subscribing to the channel. You and enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.